Hello everybody, it's Josie here. For those of you that have watched my other video where I did the wrap-up of my Femme Fatale readathon, you may notice I look the same, and that's because in that video I said I was going to do a slightly more in-depth wrap-up of one of the books that I'd read. And that book is The Afterword by E.K. Johnston, and I wanted to spend a bit more time talking about this because the other video was running quite long because I had lots of books to talk about, and I thought I would kind of give you my thoughts on this and then also give you another book that I think is similar, that kind of, if you like this book, you might also like that one. But let's start with this one. So The Afterword by E.K. Johnston. First of all, gorgeous cover. Love it. It is stunning. Love the colours on it. Love how that picture kind of wraps around. And I just think they did a fantastic job. So, synopsis. What this book is about. So, this book, it picks up where most fantasy action books end. So, it starts with, there was a battle. So, the old gods were trying to topple the new gods and kill the king of this kingdom. And a group of knights, these lovely ladies, who are Sir Knights, were sent to basically save the king and save the realm from the acolytes of the old gods, and make sure that, peace was restored to the kingdom. So it's kind of that question of, oh, yay, that's usually where stories end, but what happened afterwards? And this idea, I think, is really clever and is really interesting and not one that I've seen before. But what this book also does, it kind of does chapters of before and after. So it tells you, it does tell you what happened before as part of this battle and then after, but it focuses more on the characters. So what I would say is, if you like your fantasy very, very heavy on kind of world building and action, this is a lot more, really is character driven. It is about the characters, about these people, it is about their relationships, about their personal journeys. There is some action in it, so you will get some action scenes, but that's not really what the book is about. It is more, those action sequences as well, I think, are there to kind of illustrate the relationships between these people. Now, this group is kind of headed up by Sir Eris, and she is a knight of the realm. Interestingly, all the knights that I encountered in this book were female, and they were Sir Knight, so they were respected absolutely as knights. I found that wonderful and refreshing. It reminded me a little bit of the Mark Lawrence series, Red Sister, I think is the first book. So I've only read the first book of that. But again, there you've got sort of fighting nuns, but they're women. And what I loved about this is that, and if you like that element, you'll probably like this in the sense that these women are the knights, and they are powerful and they're respected. And then you also have a mage. Their mage, or kind of witch, is male, but then also when they go, as part of the story, they go to the mage keep. I won't tell you why. You have very powerful female mages. You kind of have just a lot of, there is a lot of wonderful pro-female content in this book, which I loved, and the relationship between these women and how they stand together and how they stick up for each other and how they help each other is beautiful and it's beautifully written. The other element that really speaks to me is that the central romance in this book is a female-female romance, and it is so beautifully written. And it's difficult because, I won't say why, but there's a reason why these two characters actually can't be together, and it's something, it's overcoming it. It's also trying to figure out what you desire and what your heart wants versus responsibility and what you think you'll need to do. So there's a gorgeous struggle between that, which I love, that central tenet. There is no, I was just trying to think if there's any other, no, so there's definitely, no, okay, I'm not going to, sorry. I was thinking in my own head and I was like, no, I'm not going to say that because that's going to spoil it. So that was something that I really loved, that kind of struggle, but at the heart also that friendship, that I think the beating heart of this book to me is the friendship between these wonderful, strong, amazing women, and how they help each other and how they care for each other. I found this, there were just places that really kind of got to me, and there was some gorgeous writing. Like I said, I loved the premise, I loved the kind of the world where you had these wonderful knights. I just thought it was a beautifully, beautifully written story. I didn't realise I was going to love it quite as much as I did, and I absolutely 100%, this is one of my favourite books of the year now, and it's a 5-star read. And I think if you like this, and if you like female-driven fantasy, if you like women that are kick-ass and that fight and lead, you will also probably like Bloody Rose. So let's see, where's my Bloody Rose book? So it's this book over here, and really kind of cover-wise, quite similar, right? So Bloody Rose, I love that girls just want to have fun on the top. This one, I would say, is a lot more action focused and driven, so there's a lot more fighting and battles and action scenes, and if you really like that, this will appeal to you. But also, again, if you're a woman and you love the idea of kind of female-led fantasy, you love the idea of strong, tough women that fight, and this book is great. Gorgeous queer love story as well between this character over here, who is sort of a magician, and she's wonderful. Kura, I love her, bit of a crush on her, and it is just great. It is wonderful. It's another great, wonderful premise, but this is sort of the heart of the battle. They go in, you know, the turmoil is there, the fighting is there, the struggle is there, whereas this one takes a much softer kind of approach. But again, this is very character driven, I think, in my opinion. That's why I love it. But definitely more action, more fighting. Sort of, this is the journey, the epic battle. This one is the afterword, but it is beautiful, and it shows kind of the struggles that you still have to go through. You may come back the hero, but that doesn't mean that your life is all, you know, sunshine and roses afterwards, and I love that. I adore both of these books. These are both 5-star reads. I highly, highly recommend them both if this is the kind of thing that you might like. They're wonderful. Yeah, let me know if you've read any of them, and let me know what you thought. And if you think there's anything that you may know of that you've read that would be similar, please let me know, because I'm on the lookout for anything that's similar to this. So yeah, so I will speak to you all again very soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.